What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. I want to talk about contact shots today. Contact shots is when you're directly up to an opponent, whether that's an animal or an attacker of any sort, and your gun could possibly come out of battery. This stems from me watching a video recently from a channel that I completely respect, and I thought that they left one thing out. So I'm going to show something that they put in, but I'm going to also show something that they left out. It's a really important topic, and you guys might not have seen that video. I'm not going to call the channel out or anything like that. But maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, but we're gonna go over it real quick anyway. Something special about today's video, I'm gonna try to do it basically kind of like as a live video. I don't wanna do a whole bunch of editing and a whole lot of cuts, so usually I try to keep the videos somewhat watchable. I'll still try to keep this watchable, but we're not gonna slice and dice it. We're just gonna kind of roll through this one. So what goes on basically with an out of battery situation? Let's walk over to this target and take a look real quick. Well, I guess this target. So, see, there you go, no editing. So let's say that this was an attacker of some sort that could have made his way on top of you. A lot of this might come from someone is on you. They're either on you on the ground or they're just on you, and you have to get your firearm out and you have to put it as a contact shot, or you have no choice. They're just that close. And as you do that, when you press the firearm, boom, you see the slide can move back. And a lot of firearms, make sure that there's nothing in there. When you see the firing pin indicator is back, so it's ready to go. And if we were to shoot it normally, boom, it would go. But if you send it into a target, a lot of times you get a dead trigger. Nothing will happen because it's out of battery. It's designed not to shoot out of battery. Now at a certain point, the gun barrel will lock up on minor out of battery looking slides. So a tiny bit sometimes can still let it go because the barrel is still for the most part locked up. But at a certain point, you're like right there, you're not able to pull the trigger. Right about there, sure you can. Now, there is a couple ways to deal with this. Let's talk about that. One of the ways, and they did mention this in the video, is with a weapons light. So that gives you a little bit of a standoff. And don't make fun of me for using an O-light. Long ago, you can tell this is an O-light PL2 Balder. Piece of crap. But I got tricked into buying it, so we'll use it for demonstration purposes so that nothing bad happens. So if you have something like a weapons light and it gives you this standoff ability, when you push into a target, you're not going to send your slide back. See why this light is a total piece of garbage? It doesn't even work anymore. It doesn't even come on, so I'm not afraid to use it in this capacity. Let's see if we can get it to stay on. But if you push it into the target, nothing's going to happen. That's absorbing that. Your slide's not going back like that if it's done right. So that could give you standoff ability, therefore allowing you to go ahead and engage your target, and it'll go off semi-automatic, and you can have that option. Another option is, the simple answer would be revolver, and they did mention that in the video. But other than that, let's not forget about the 1911. They showed the 1911 in the video, and they showed it coming out of battery and not working. I'll demonstrate that right now. So this is a Colt Delta Elite 10mm, very reliable, not 10mm in my opinion. You would normally pull from your holster if you were ready to go, one in the chamber, hammer back, condition one, and then you would drop your safety at some point in time. You would get into your target, and then boom, you're not going to have a trigger that works. Now, if you were not stuck into your target, everything would go off like normal. So here's a little bit of trick with the 1911. And keep in mind what I'm about to show you doesn't always work out perfectly, but a lot of times it does. So you would draw to concealment, your holster, whatever, and normally your operation of your 1911, if it's in condition one, would be to drop the safety, engage your target, boom. But now what I want you to consider is leaving that safety on. So the gun cycle, the gun's ready to go, or it's got one in battery, it's got a bullet in its chamber, let's put it there, whatever we're trying to say. We're gonna go ahead and shove that into our target, but this time we didn't drop that safety. So the idea would be ready to drop the safety, be ready to pull this trigger, get into your target, pull that trigger. The gun's not going to go off, but the gun's also not out of battery until, wham, you slam that safety down, that gun's going to go off. Now, we'll demonstrate that with live fire, but I just wanted to show you the mechanics of it in dry fire. I have here some basic hand loads. They're a little bit spicy. What I want to do is I want to load up about, one or two of these, and I'm just going to show you how this works. It might jam up the gun doing what I'm doing, but the point is you get at least one good shot out of it. So typically you would have the gun, one in the chamber, and then like I said, if you're going to engage a target, and trust me, this backstop is safe for this. Yeah, I've double checked. So you're going to engage that target, you're going to take the gun somewhat out of battery, and it's not going to go off. But now if it is in battery, which let's put it back in there, it would go off. There's a heck of a contact shot right there. We got one in the chamber, but again, showing you, you push into your target and try to pull that trigger, nothing is going to happen. Now let me grab the light real quick. So we could put this crappy little device on there, and then boom, if we have to get into a target, well, the light's probably going to fall off. Let me grab that. Very good products from Olight. I highly do not recommend this crap. Total garbage. And yes, it is tight. So let me try to do this a little bit more gently. Let's do slow motion for Olight. So you get into the target, boom, it's going to go. All right, now I've loaded a few of those up into the Delta Elite. We've kind of repaired the target. We're going to get one in the chamber, safety's on. But remember, we would normally draw, get that safety off, get into our target, and nothing is going to happen because we have taken the gun out of battery. But now let's try it the other way. So safety's on. We come out of the holster. Remember, there's one in the chamber. Condition 1, we come out of the holster. We're going to get on the safety, but we're not going to actually do it yet. We're going to get into our target. We're going to pull our trigger, and boom, we're going to drop that safety down. That's pretty effective. There you go. I just wanted to show you guys that between the weapon light, the revolver, which I failed to bring out, sorry, or the weapon light on the 1911, boom, one way or another, you can get this done. So practice this. See what your gun does. See what level of out of battery, and that's not really out of battery as long as the barrel is locked up, but with the slide not fully locked. Let's put it that way. Test your gun. Make sure you have a safe backstop that's not going to spray you back with anything crazy. That's a wooden backstop with dirt behind it. Things are just going to go right into it. But check your stuff out and then try to see if you can make it happen in different ways with your weapons lights. Make sure they don't fall off like this Olight does. And trust me, this has been a problem forever. It just sucks. Make sure that your 1911 will do what I showed you with mine. Don't take my word for it. And then remember, sometimes certain guns, especially like the 1911 type, they might do it at different points. So even a 1911, if you're pushing too hard when you drop that safety, if you don't drop that safety fast enough, it won't do what I showed you it will do. It will just go out of battery and it will not function. It's never a good time when you have to have someone on top of you or something on top of you. That's usually totally last resort, last minute, last ditch effort type of thing. Things have gone really wrong. But if you can somehow get this in your mind, you might be able to use it at that moment you need it. Hope this helped people out. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe hit subscribe. Check out our playlist. We do a lot of cool things, gel tests, live chats, all that cool stuff. We do some gun reviews, and they're always honest. If you like what we're doing, you think we're doing a good job, maybe check us out on Patreon also, and we do have the YouTube join button turned on. Like I said, this is a choppy video. I usually do a lot better. I put some editing into that, but I just wanted to make this out, or get this out to you really quick so you can kind of see it a little bit in raw form too. It's fun every now and then. Until we see you next time, stay safe, have fun, keep shooting.